Okorocha, Imo West. Mr. Senate President, I have listened to different contributions on this subject matter, and I have also made some reflections as to our debates since we started the 9th Assembly. And it seems to me that our pattern of discussion and deliberation seem to be the same. The first time we met here, Mr. Senate President, was on the issue of a young girl detained in Saudi Arabia. It was again an issue of vandalization, tanker falling, funding of primary health centers, rape, and today, and now we're talking about committing suicide. Mr. President, the summary of all these our discussions puts to a pointer that majority of Nigerians are not happy. Our nation is characterized with unhappiness, be it in the political forum, business, legislative, executive, and what have you, families. Why would one want to take his life and commit suicide? Simply because he or she is tired of this life. And I raise my hand to ask the question, but not knowing the procedures in this red chamber, I'm careful that I remain a student for a while. But when the issue of rape was raised by Senator Oko, and the state was mentioned, Kano, I had expected that senators from Kano would have said something on that matter to make me believe that a 6-month-old baby could be raped. Because still now, I'm still imagining that it's not true. But coming to the issue of suicide, many people are committing suicide and some still intending to commit suicide because they lack the ability to express themselves or to share their feelings with anybody. I think we have to revisit the actions we take in this hallowed chamber, because most of the time when people are hot, they would think that going to the police might be a solution. Senator Theology has mentioned Ministry of Health and Orientation, Ministry of Information as a solution. Most people are seeking to where would they go to find happiness. And if you recall, the entire Constitution of America is centered on guaranteeing the happiness of the people. And when a government has failed to guarantee the happiness of people, that government is living short of the expectation. I want to state in this hollow chamber, Mr. Senate President, that let it be known to all of us that most Nigerians are not happy. And day by day, we're hearing the cases of people taking their life untimely. Our Senate should not be just a discussing Senate, but also provide some level of solution. In all that we have said here, in all our prayers, appears to me as if though we're embarking on academic exercise that might not reflect any practical realities. A step further should be taken to go down and find out what is the causative, what is really the cause, why these people are not happy to the extent that they will take their life and commit suicide. And when you commit suicide, nobody knows the reason why you have committed suicide. So, Mr. Senate President, I think a department should be created to look into this issue. When I did create the Ministry of Happiness in Imo State, it was perhaps the most misunderstood but the most effective ministry in Imo State to address issues of this nature, to address the challenges we have. Because if our policies does not guarantee the happiness of people, then it is a failed policy. And when the people's opinion supersedes that of legislative or executive, a wise government must submit to it. That's what makes for popular government. May I therefore advise, or allow me in the next time to present a proper motion on the urgent need to establish Department of Happiness. And start with the Department of Happiness, because in the UK, similar thing had happened when people were committing suicide because of loneliness. Prime Minister Theresa May established a ministry for loneliness to address this issue. But to our mind, we think once we deal with Ministry of Works, Ministry of Aviation, Ministry of Health, we have dealt with matter of Nigeria. There are some sensitive areas that we must address and provide department or ministry to address this issue. So I will advise TLG, Senator, to expand this your motion to inculcate a more solution-providing department and ministry to address this issue. When a husband is quarreling with the wife and the house is in pieces, most of the men do not know that the reasons for quarrel might just not be money, but the woman has not been allowed to express herself and speak out her body. In this nation, people are bottled with anger, and we must allow them to express their anger. Even in politics here, this is what the essence of it. People could drive you crazy to the extent that you see injustice ravaging everywhere. Example, you know him, and you know them. So, Mr. Senate President, may I suggest, on a serious note, that whether it be issue of rape, issue of committing suicide, issue of drug, let us create a department to address this issue. Ministry of Health is not aligned to that. Police is not equipped for that. Ministry of Information is not equipped for that. That we must get a department where people can go and express themselves and talk to the people. It's counseling, it's guidance, it's orientation, it's everything put together. And that ministry or department must be a department of happiness. I so submit, Mr. President.